Aquarius, stop right now. Don't blink, don't scroll, don't doubt why you're here. January 7th triggered something they didn't warn you about. Not on the news, not on social media, not even in astrology posts. Because this shift was silent. And the most dangerous changes in history? They always happen without noise. 99% of people woke up on January 7th and thought it was just another day. Same phone, same routine, same problems. But something underneath reality moved. And if you're watching this right now, it means you felt it before you understood it. That's not coincidence, that's selection. Something silent flipped. No countdown, no warning, no explanation. But timelines don't ask permission. Reality doesn't announce upgrades, it just switches. And Aquarius, you were sensitive enough to notice. Let me ask you something, and answer this honestly in your mind. Did you suddenly stop caring about things that once controlled your emotions? Did chaos end without closure? Did people start acting strange around you? Distant, awkward, confused, like they don't know where they stand with you anymore? That's not mood swings. That's not burnout. That's not just growth. That's disconnection from the old timeline. Because when a timeline collapses, it doesn't explode. It detaches. You don't feel pain. You feel calm. You don't feel loss. You feel relief. And that calm, that's what scares people around you. Because they can sense you're no longer emotionally available to the old version of reality. You didn't fight. You didn't argue. You didn't chase. You just stopped. And that's the signal. This isn't motivation. This isn't manifestation hype. This isn't astrology entertainment. This is a timeline switch, a separation point, a moment where the universe quietly decides who moves forward and who stays looping the past. And Aquarius, only the chosen felt it. That's why this message feels intense. That's why your body reacted before your mind did. That's why your intuition said, pay attention. Because once the switch happens, you can't go back emotionally, even if you try. The old attachments won't feel the same. The old conversations feel pointless. The old explanations feel exhausting. You're not heartless. You're unhooked. And here's the part nobody talks about. The people still in the old timeline will feel uncomfortable around you, not because you changed outwardly, but because your energy no longer feeds the old system. You're calm, you're quiet, you're observing, and that silence is loud. They won't know what happened. They'll just feel something is missing. That something was your old emotional access. This is where most people panic and ruin it. They explain, they reach out, they reopen doors. Don't, because this phase only activates if you let the silence work. Aquarius, you didn't lose control, you gained position, you didn't disconnect from people, you disconnected from lower frequency reality. And if this is hitting you deep, if your chest feels tight or your mind feels unusually clear, comment, I feel it right now, not tomorrow, not after thinking, not after doubting. Just comment it, because those who feel it don't need proof. They already crossed the line. Aquarius, the switch has already happened. The silent switch, why nothing looks the same. January 7th wasn't loud, no shock, no announcement, no dramatic ending, and that's exactly why it's dangerous. Because the biggest shifts in history never arrive with noise. They arrive with absence. They don't scream. They erase. Aquarius, take a breath and listen carefully. You didn't wake up broken. You didn't wake up unlucky. You didn't wake up rejected. You woke up removed from something you were never meant to carry forward. That's why nothing looks the same anymore. Conversations feel empty. Attachments feel thin. Reactions that once came automatically don't come at all. You're not cold. You're out of range. And this is where people get confused. They think something went wrong because texts stopped, calls slowed, Apologies never arrived. Closure disappeared. But Aquarius, those weren't losses. Those were exits. It wasn't rejection. It was removal. The universe didn't ask how you felt. It didn't send explanations. It didn't offer comfort. It simply executed the separation. And here's the uncomfortable truth most people can't handle. Not everyone is meant to cross timelines with you. Some people were assigned to your old frequency only. Once your energy shifted, their access expired. That's why you didn't get closure. Because closure is a tool of the old timeline. This new phase doesn't explain. It ends. And Aquarius, you were strong enough to survive a silent ending. That's rare. Most people need chaos to let go. You were trained to release without destruction. And that's power. Now let's talk about the part that nobody warns you about. But here's the twist. The ones who left, the ones who stopped reaching out, the ones who suddenly went quiet, they didn't forget you. They can feel you slipping away, not logically, energetically. They feel your emotional access closing, your reactions disappearing, your presence no longer responding, and that scares them. Because even if they don't understand timelines, they understand loss of control. You're no longer available to play your old role. You're no longer predictable. You're no longer reactive. You're no longer waiting. And here's the part that will shock you. They'll watch you silently. No messages, no confrontation, no closure, just observation. Because people can sense when someone has crossed a point of no return. They don't know what happened to you. They just know you're not the same door anymore. And Aquarius, you might feel emotionally unreachable lately, like you're behind glass. You can see everything. You can hear everything, but nothing touches you the same way. That's not emotional damage. That's not avoidance. That's not trauma. That's protection activated. Your nervous system finally stopped fighting. Your soul finally stopped negotiating. Your energy finally said, enough. And the moment you stop explaining your absence, the switch locks in. Because silence is not weakness. Silence is finality. You're not disappearing. You're ascending out of reach. And once that happens, only two types of people remain. Those who evolve with you and those who watch from the old world. There is no in-between. So if lately you feel emotionally unavailable, not angry, not sad, just done, that's the confirmation. Comment old energy gone if you feel unreachable, untouchable, and unmoved by things that once controlled you. Don't explain it. Don't justify it. Those who know already feel it. Aquarius, the silent switch is active. Why Aquarius was targeted first, chosen ones only. Not everyone can survive a silent switch. That's the truth most people don't want to hear. Some signs break when things fall apart. Some people panic when answers disappear. Some minds collapse when control is removed. But Aquarius, you were built differently. Your energy was never meant for chaos. It was meant for observation, detachment, and ascension. That's why when the switch happened, you didn't scream. You didn't beg. You didn't chase explanations. You went quiet. And silence is not weakness. It's readiness. Aquarius energy is rare for a reason. You detach without hatred. You release without revenge. You evolve without announcing it. You move without noise that terrifies people who survive on reaction because they can't track you. They can't predict you. They can't control you. And that's exactly why January delayed you. Let's be clear about this. Your delay was not punishment. Your delay was not bad luck. Your delay was not karma. Your delay was invisible training. While others were handed instant results, you were handed isolation. While others got applause, you got silence. While others had support, you had yourself. And that's the difference. Because when the silent switch activated, Only those who learned to stand alone could cross without breaking. But here's the twist. The people who doubted you, the ones who underestimated your patience, the ones who thought your silence meant weakness, they were never meant to cross this phase with you. They were part of the test. They existed to show you how strong you are without validation. And now that the phase has shifted, their access is revoked. Not because you're angry, not because you're bitter, but because they can't operate on the frequency you've reached. From January 7th onward, something changed permanently. You won't chase anyone, not attention, not love, not approval. You won't explain yourself, not your silence, not your growth, not your absence. You won't react emotionally, because reactions are currency in the old timeline. Silence becomes your weapon, and this is where people get uncomfortable, because they don't know what you're thinking anymore. They don't know where they stand. They don't know how to reach you. And that uncertainty, it flips the power dynamic. You don't need to confront. You don't need to announce boundaries. Your silence sets them. And here's the part nobody tells Aquarius. When you stop reacting, people start projecting. They assume, they imagine, they spiral because they can no longer read you. And that's when respect appears, not because you demanded it, but because your energy requires it. Aquarius, you were targeted first because you're not emotionally dependent on outcomes. You don't collapse when things end. You recalibrate. You don't fear being alone. You fear being stuck. And that mindset is exactly what allows you to cross timelines without dragging the past behind you. The silent switch didn't choose you randomly. It chose you because you can hold calm under pressure, you can detach without bitterness, you can move forward without explanation. That's chosen energy. Not loud, not flashy, not dramatic, just unstoppable. So if this message feels uncomfortably personal, if it sounds like it's describing your last few months perfectly, that's not coincidence, that's recognition. Comment chosen if this hit home and you know this phase was meant for you. Don't overthink it. The chosen never need proof. Aquarius, you were built for the silent switch, Aquarius. Let's be real for a moment. Something feels strange, not painful, not dramatic, just different. You feel calm, but there's an edge to it. You're not sad. You're not excited. You're not desperate. You're not attached. You're disconnected. And that's what confuses you, because nothing is technically wrong, yet nothing feels the same. Listen carefully. That's not numbness. That's not emotional shutdown. That's not burnout. That's timeline separation. Your nervous system already crossed over. Your mind is just catching up. Your old emotional body expired. The version of you that reacted instantly, that over-explained, that needed closure, that felt responsible for everyone else's feelings. That version completed its purpose. And when an emotional body expires, it doesn't scream. It goes quiet. That's why you feel neutral, observant. Still, you're not empty. You're clear. And clarity can feel uncomfortable when you're used to emotional noise. You're standing between timelines right now. 1 foot in the old world, where reactions ruled. 1 foot in the new, where control comes from calm. But here's the twist. This phase doesn't last forever. And when it ends, the impact will shock everyone around you. Because once this phase completes, people will suddenly feel your absence. Your presence will feel heavy when you enter a room. Your silence will command respect without effort. Not because you're trying, not because you change personalities, but because your energy stabilized. People sense when someone is no longer emotionally available for manipulation. They sense when reactions disappear. They sense when access is limited. And humans are wired to respect what they can't control. They won't understand why they feel nervous around you. They won't understand why your silence feels loud. They won't understand why your words carry weight now. they'll just feel it. And here's something important. You might notice people testing you, sudden messages, random check-ins, passive comments. That's not coincidence. That's the old timeline trying to confirm if you're still reachable. Don't panic. This is the confirmation phase. Your job right now is simple. Do nothing. No explanations, no emotional speeches, no reopening doors. Let the silence do the work. Because silence is not emptiness. It's authority without effort. Aquarius, you're not emotionally lost. You're emotionally upgraded. Your emotional system no longer leaks energy. Your boundaries no longer need words. You don't react because you don't need to prove anything anymore. And that's the most unsettling energy for people who were used to your availability. You might even feel guilty for being this calm. Let that pass. That guilt belongs to the old timeline. The new version of you doesn't negotiate peace. It embodies it. And once this phase locks in, you'll realize something powerful. You didn't lose passion. You lost attachment to chaos. You didn't lose empathy. You lost emotional overextension. You didn't lose yourself. You found stability. So if lately your emotions feel quieter, cleaner, sharper, if you feel like you're watching life instead of reacting to it, that's the sign. Comment, "I'm different now," if you can feel your emotional system upgrading in real time. Don't explain it. Those who cross timelines already understand. Aquarius, this calm is not the end, it's the activation. Aquarius, listen carefully. This is not the inspirational part. This is the serious part. Because what just activated in your life is fragile in the beginning. Not weak, just unsettled. And most people accidentally destroy their miracle right before it locks in. If you do any of the following, you delay everything. Explaining your silence, seeking closure, reacting emotionally, proving your worth, over-justifying your absence, reopening conversations out of guilt. These actions belong to the old timeline, and the switch only stabilizes when you stop reaching back. This is the hardest part for Aquarius, because you're not cruel, you're not heartless, you just don't like unfinished energy. But hear this clearly. Closure is a comfort addiction, and comfort keeps you stuck. The new timeline does not explain itself. It moves forward without apology. But here's the twist. The moment you stop reacting, they start panicking. Not immediately, not dramatically, silently. They replay conversations. They reread old messages. They wonder why you're not responding the same. Because your energy was the anchor of the old timeline. You were the emotional stabilizer, the understanding one, the fixer, the one who made chaos survivable. And when the anchor lifts, the entire structure feels unstable. That's why people suddenly feel uneasy. That's why random messages appear. That's why energy feels tense around you. This is not the time to engage, because the moment you react emotionally, you reattach the anchor. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to block. You don't need to announce boundaries. Your non-reaction is the boundary. Aquarius, this phase is testing one thing only. Can you allow peace without explaining yourself? Can you allow distance without guilt? Can you allow growth without permission? Most people fail right here. They go back because it feels familiar. They explain because it feels polite. They react because it feels human. But this phase is not about being nice. It's about being aligned. And alignment requires discipline. You are not responsible for how others process your absence. You are responsible for protecting what just activated inside you. Because what activated is not small. It's a position shift. You are no longer emotionally accessible to everyone. Access must now be earned. And here's something important. Silence doesn't mean rejection. It means selection. You are choosing yourself without making noise about it. And when you do that consistently, the switch locks in. Suddenly, opportunities move toward you. Respect replaces confusion. People approach carefully, not because you demanded it, but because your energy demands it. Aquarius. If you feel the urge to explain, pause. If you feel the urge to reach out, wait. If you feel the urge to prove your worth, remember this: those who require proof were never meant to cross this phase. Your value is not up for debate anymore. And the moment you fully accept that, the panic around you turns into distance. Distance becomes respect. Respect becomes authority. Authority becomes peace. This is the final filter. And once it passes, you will never return to the old emotional patterns again. Comment, "I release." Type it slowly. Feel it as you type. Because release is not loss. It's upgrade confirmed, Aquarius. This is where everything flips. Not loudly, not dramatically, but permanently. After January 7th, the rules change, and most people don't even realize they're still playing by the old ones. Here's what's already happening, even if you haven't named it yet. You don't chase attention anymore. Attention finds you. You don't explain yourself anymore. People assume value. You don't prove anything anymore. Your presence does it. And this is unsettling to people who were used to you trying. Because when effort disappears and value remains, power has shifted. This is also the phase where jealousy appears silently, not obvious, not loud, not confrontational. It shows up as awkward compliments, passive support, watching without engaging, talking about you without saying your name, because your calm exposes insecurity. Your detachment highlights dependency. Your growth becomes a mirror people don't want to look into. But here's the twist. Some people will return, not apologizing, not explaining, not acknowledging what happened. They'll act like nothing ever changed. That's the test. Because the old timeline doesn't like losing access. It tries to slip back in quietly. A casual message, a random reaction, a just checking on you. This is where many Aquarius fail. Not because they're weak, but because they're kind. But kindness without boundaries is self-betrayal. Do not reopen emotional doors, lower your standards, shrink your growth, re-explain your silence, re-enter old dynamics. Because what returns without accountability comes to drain, not reconnect. And here's the part nobody says out loud. Not everyone who comes back deserves access to the upgraded version of you. Some people only want to confirm if they still have emotional influence. If you respond the old way, the test resets. If you stay grounded, the timeline locks. Aquarius, you're entering a phase where your energy speaks before you do. People will feel your boundaries without words, your value without proof, your authority without demand. And that attracts two types of reactions: respect and resentment. You don't manage either. You simply remain consistent. Consistency is what turns curiosity into respect, and respect is what replaces chaos. This is also where your circle gets smaller, but stronger. Fewer conversations, deeper alignment, less noise, more movement. You might even notice people talking about you differently. Not praising, not criticizing, just careful. That's the sound of energy recalibrating around you. And here's the truth you need to accept. If someone can only access you when you're struggling, they don't belong in your next phase. Your peace is not an invitation. It's a filter. Aquarius, this is not the time to look back and ask, did I do the right thing? The right thing is the one that doesn't require explanation. If it costs you your calm, it's too expensive. And once you stop repeating cycles, life stops repeating lessons. That's when movement begins. Opportunities show up unannounced. Support arrives without begging. Respect appears without effort. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Comment no return if you're done revisiting what already ended. No drama, no speeches, just forward, Aquarius. If you're still watching, this isn't curiosity anymore. This is confirmation. This video didn't show up by accident. It wasn't random. It wasn't luck. It was assigned. Because the old timeline can't reach you anymore, but the new one can. January 7th wasn't just a date. It was a cut-off point, a silent checkpoint where reality sorted energy, and what crossed forward was not everyone. January 7th marked the end of emotional loops, the collapse of fake bonds, the rise of quiet power. You stopped repeating lessons. You stopped explaining cycles. You stopped carrying what wasn't yours. And that's how you know you're not from the old timeline anymore. Your next phase won't announce itself. It won't beg for attention. It won't prove anything. It will be unstoppable. Because what moves quietly cannot be blocked easily. Aquarius, notice how you feel right now. Not hyped, not emotional, just certain. Certainty is the signature of alignment. You're no longer searching for signs. You are the sign. And here's something powerful you need to understand. The old version of you would have doubted this moment. The new version recognizes it. That alone proves the shift happened. Your energy doesn't argue anymore. It decides. You don't ask for permission. You move. You don't seek validation. You observe who naturally respects you. And this is where life changes pace. Because once alignment locks in, opportunities stop chasing chaos. People approach with intention. Conversations become intentional. Energy exchanges become clean. You're not here to convince anyone anymore. Those who resonate will recognize you. Those who don't will fade naturally. No battles, no confrontations, no closure speeches, just distance. And distance is not loss, it's elevation. Aquarius, you're stepping into a role you were trained for quietly. The observer, the disruptor, the one who moves ahead before others even realize the road changed. People will later say, you changed. No, you arrived. And when they finally notice, you'll already be far ahead. This is why the loud ones fade. Because loud energy needs attention to survive. But silent energy? It builds, it compounds, it dominates without resistance. And that's your frequency now. Last action. This matters not for superstition, not for trend, for intention. Type this in the comments, new timeline accepted. Type it slowly, feel the words, because intention directs energy. And once spoken, the mind stops negotiating with the past. This seals the phase. And remember this, always, the loud ones will fade, the reactive ones will burn out, the desperate ones will repeat cycles, but the silent ones, they rise steadily, they rise permanently, they rise unstoppable.